we are going to see about the current affairs. And what are the sources of current affairs that we have is, the first thing is newspaper. It can be any major, it cannot be any major newspapers like the Indian Express, Business Line. No, please follow any one newspaper, which is the Hindu, which is the most trusted news that across the whole country. Okay, it has a standard language vocabulary, so it will help you to improve your vocabulary also. So follow Hindu, any one newspaper, fine. Apart from that, you have Yojana and Kurukshetra, and also India Yearbook, which is being published by the government of India. And that is the most boring book I have come across, the India Yearbook. It is very, very difficult. You know how much is the size of India Yearbook. So another, and what are the other sources? That any other publications from the Ministry of Broadcasting. Okay, so any other publications if you come across, but it is very mandatory that you follow one newspaper and one magazine and other study materials so that you can fill up the gaps. Fine. So why is that current affairs given more value? Is like, you know, it covers around 35% of the questions that are being asked in prelims, mains, and 80% on the interview. Fine, we will see to that. And if you see prelims cutoff in the previous years from 2015, this is the cutoff marks that has been given by the UPSC board. The cutoff for 2015 was 107.34, and 2016 was 116, 2017 105.34, 2018 and 19 it was 98, the cutoff, and 2020 the cutoff was 100. Okay, and in that, if you see, the major portion of the questions that are being covered in prelims is current affairs, which is around 35%. Okay, 35. If there is 100%, 100 questions, around 35 questions are from directly current affairs. And there is also history, geography. You can see 10%, economy, there is 15, again polity 15, 14 to 15 questions, art and culture there are 4 and 5, science and technology 10 and 15, and environment it's 0 to 5. So they may ask in something, some years they may skip, and it all depends upon. Okay, even in history the weightage is given more on the modern history, not in the ancient on the medieval. Medieval may have 1 or 5, or ancient the vice versa, they will calculate, but modern history they will anyhow have 10 questions. Fine, so you have to just as I told you in the webinar also, or in the classes also, that you have to pick up at least 4 subjects apart from current affairs, because current affairs also includes geography. Whatever the landslides that are being made, the climate changes that are being conducted, or the meets, or the anything, which will cover into current affairs and also geography. And economy also, the inflation deflation of the current year, it will also include in economy, also in current affairs. So current affairs will be framed based on the current topics in economy. So it will cover both economy and current affairs, geography and current affairs. So it is all a mixture. So you can't directly say this is only current affairs. It is all related to all the other 5 or 6 subjects. You cannot separate current affairs from any other subject. There is nothing called separately current affairs. Okay, so it is all related to it. But mostly where it is being focused is the current news on these subjects like history, geography, economy, and polity, art and culture. The current news, any news that has been come up with in the current year for the 8 months, they will add it in the current affairs. And if it is for the previous year or the 2 years back, then it will not be calculated on the current affairs. Fine. So it is a major border between current affairs and all these subjects. So you have to choose your questions wisely. You have to understand the word that UPSC puts as a hook for you. So if you understand the meaning of the question, you have got the half answers right. You can eliminate 2 options. There will only be 2 options for you to answer. You have to pick only from 2 options. So that is the hook that UPSC gives. And if you catch that hook, you will be able to clear prelims. Fine. So clear until this, and then Next one is how to read a newspaper or a magazine or whatever it is. Now, when you take Hindu as a newspaper, you can start reading from the front page. You can see what is the national headlines that we have, and there will be some columns, and there will be continued. So you have to continue that until that editorial is finished. And then the left side, you will have the major headlines which are being covered in the simultaneous pages, and some state news and national news. Okay. Next, you have to jump on to the national page, where you have to focus on the disputes, not on the issues between the states, but the disputes like the river disputes, any agreements or energy transfer like current, electricity, some arms dispute or whatever it is between two states. You have to focus on the disputes, not on the issues on the state. Okay, so what to read is like also what not to read. So what to avoid is all the issues that are in the states and in and around the states. You have to focus on the disputes, the border disputes or whatever it is. Fine. And then you have to jump on to the editorial, the middle page, where you will be covered maybe 2 or 3 topics by the economists, the environmentalists, there will be international relations also. And you have to choose at least 5 topics. If you have gone through the toppers notes on essay, okay, or essay, you will know that they have prepared notes for under the topic women, okay, or child, or the climates, and then you can see some of the administration. History they won't prepare because that doesn't come under current affairs, but if there is any major breakthrough happening around in the country now, maybe they can ask something. But you have to choose at least 4 to 5 topics, okay, for essay right now. Fine. Right now you have to decide. You can go through all the essay questions, because I have already asked you to analyze the essay questions in the meta learning challenge, right, for the previous 5 years or 10 years. If you have done for 5 years, go again backwards for again 5 years, complete for 10 years, see what is the major 5 areas that the essay paper covers. The questions may be different, but the idea behind that is like they cover only 4 or 5 major areas. Other things they don't bother. Okay, so you have to take down, literally cover 5 headings. And if you find any information related to women, harassments or sexual harassments or family, harassments, women development and obstacles, if you take women, you have to cover all these things. Fine. What are the areas that they are shining right now, and what are the areas that are being picked up by the women, the newly areas that they are covering right now. So all these things you have to, if with one topic. Okay, so whenever you're reading any newspaper, you have to focus based on your essay paper. Take notes based on your essay paper. And also for the prelims, they don't ask literally directly about women or whatever it is. Maybe they ask about governance or some culture and all these things. But for essay, because we are reading a newspaper, and essay is all about current affairs. Okay, they don't ask about geography separately, they don't ask about child labor separately, they don't ask about history separately. It is all a mixture. So your topic, essay topic, lies in the newspaper. You have to choose 5 topics, prepare for that 5 topics, and then you have to write 2 essays. 2 essays. So prepare for 5 topics. See how many, any 2 will anyhow come in the essay paper, GS. So you don't have to worry. So start preparing essays, take notes. See, what I want you to do is take 5 topics, pick 5 topics related to the previous year's question paper that they have asked, and then write down what topic interests you and start collecting information every day. it may not be every day, but some newspapers may cover, some magazines may cover. So start writing notes whenever you see any news or any newspaper, magazine, or even NCRT. You have to start with the historical incidents or with the current incidents. Now I will be helping you to start how to start mains answer. There is a separate session, I'll take it afterwards, but right now prepare 5 topics and start taking notes based on those 5 topics, because you have to fix the goal of what you're going to attend in the essay paper. So write down all the topics, 5 topics, choose 5 topics from the previous year's question paper, start taking notes with the everyday newspaper. Fine. So that is very, very important. Now, again, you have to go for the world news. Same with the major disputes between the countries, any arms deals, the nuclears, climate conferences, India, Pakistan, the disputes between 2 countries, just like Pakistan, Palestine, Iran, and all these things. And you have to, it'll cover world geography also. Fine. So you have to relate with the world geography. So once you start answering the mains question, if it is related to current, you have to go back, start with where the dispute started, which year the dispute started. It will give you more weightage. It'll show you how you are informed enough about this particular subject or this particular topic. Fine. Hope you are getting what I am trying to say. And then business. Please don't read business news, business line, or whatever it is. Cover only business news that is being given in the Hindu paper, and cover the concepts, any change in numbers, the currency rates, or the RBI, interest rates, and all these things. That's just cover. When you do it every day, you know what to cover. Okay, now it may be blunt, but when you do it every day, you know what to cover and what not. Fine. And then sports. They have always asked sports, but people don't prepare separately, but now they have started giving weightage. So prepare topics where India is participating. Okay, you don't have to cover New Zealand versus England. You don't have to cover what is happening in the Arabian Peninsula, what sport is. No, you cover only where India is participating, either in Olympics or Commonwealth Games or whatever it is. Okay. So mostly it is cricket, it is hockey, there is kabaddi, and then there is also some other archers which India is shining right now. So you can cover that. Fine. Enough. You have to follow one newspaper, one coaching, material, one monthly compilation, one magazine. That is more than enough. It is all your brain that tricks you, that it always, says that you have not enough prepared. What happened if question comes from that? What will happen if that comes? What will happen? Don't bother about that. Just concentrate on focus on what you are preparing. Your brain, your mind knows better than your brain. Fine. So be very focused, be very confident. Read only one. Okay, you can't follow all the newspapers in India. You can't follow all the coaching classes in India. You can't follow all the materials, right? So be confident, focus on one. It is up to you which material you are choosing, which magazine you are choosing. But the major is published by the government of India, because since it is a government source, it will be a reliable source. Fine. And then if newspapers are read every day, then magazine will help you in the missing part. Magazines again will help you in covering the essay. I am a very great fan of competition success. Okay, and there the preparation plan or the strategy of the rank holders will be shared and interviews will be shared. Apart from that, there are also essay papers. But please read only one magazine, guys. It will confuse you, because every other magazine is focusing. If you take UPSC, is focusing on essay paper, current affairs, GS, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, you will get confused. Okay, believe in yourself, believe in whatever you are taking, the notes that you are taking. Be very sure, prepare only 5 topics or 4 topics for essay. Read only one magazine, and whatever is covering, because you are going to read 12 magazines per year, right? That is more than enough. You are reading newspaper. So that is more than enough. You don't have to confuse your brain. Next is first read the index in the magazine. Okay, first page, editorial page, and notes from the editors or whatever it is. Read the index. See whether there is any relevant topics of the topics that you have chosen for essay. Okay, and if it is there, please go and read that. maybe you can have additional 2 or 3 points, or maybe you can have a better introduction, or conclusion for your essay or the GS papers. Fine. So that is the strategy. If you are preparing for one topic, prepare for prelims, mains, and essay, GS paper and essay. I'm just making your life more comfortable, because once you start doing it, you don't have to worry about, at the time of your exam. Start right now, start from tomorrow, or even from today. Start listing your topics. It will help you to just again and again pop up in your mind. Make some strategies, make some movies, make some stories, relate it with some cinematic character, cartoon character, with the lists that I have given you in the mastery. Try to make it the important questions that you feel inside you, which your mind says, which your gut says. Start exploring stories for that, any strategies for that. Fine. And then follow only one magazines for every topic. Fine. The topics that you have chosen for essay, follow that. That is more than enough. UPSC is not looking after the mastery over the subjects. It is only looking after the presence of mind and how you are presenting it. And that is more than enough.